What discontinued thing do you really want brought back? Story 1. An almost adless internet. We spent so long getting rid of pop-up ads, I don't know why they became acceptable web design again. Oh, it's okay now that they're modals. They pop up inside the window instead of outside. Brilliant! It is a substantial improvement in that the back button just does away with the whole thing. They can't hijack your OS anymore. Things shifted when they were legitimized. Also, one that isn't more and more AI-optimized SEO smeg. It's a problem that Google is now so big it's starting to shape the internet rather than just index it. Edit. Poor wording. I'm aware it's been going on for years now. It just seems like in the last few it's become especially egregious. Oh man, the tech support how-to web pages are the worst. You Google some hogwash problem you're having, and all you get for 3 pages of Google is the exact same AI-generated smeg that spans about 5 pages and ends with, "Try rebooting." Bring back the obscure forms with the answer you need. It's gotten so bad I've started using Bing from time to time. This is why I lose my smeg when someone makes an effortful support post and some jerkwad says, "Google is your friend." When someone lists the 16 things they tried already, they probably fracking Googled the problem and decided that explaining it to a human would be the best course of action. This is a problem that is frustratingly bad as well on YouTube. Dude, I will literally search a 2012 YouTube video word for word, and all I get is a bunch of clickbait videos that have come out in the past 6 months where the title doesn't even remotely match what I searched. It makes me so sad. Feels like old YouTube is so lost that the only way to find exactly what you want is to have the exact link. I love putting search terms in quotes and Google just ignores them anyway. It's so random when it does it too. Sometimes it'll pick related terms that aren't even close. Sometimes it seemingly ignores them completely. Sometimes it'll tell you, "You searched for X, but we're going to show you Y," despite not being the same thing. Things that should have results show 0 results. Some search terms just bring up those generic web pages that put common or vaguely similar searches into a template and then try to sell you something unrelated to what you were searching for. No, I do not need your suspicious driver repair software, nor would it help at all in this situation. You used to be able to craft queries for effectiveness, but now it seems like it's being made less and less useful. That's an interesting point about AI just generating content just to try and get clicks. I'm wondering if there's going to be something in the future where AI is going to be used to help people get past all of this stuff and get to what we really want. AI just seems to be very useful at doing all the menial tasks that are just mind-rotting, and hopefully we can just use it to our advantage rather than have it being used against us. Story 2. Products that were meant to last and not broken or obsolete in 1 or 2 years. Especially clothing. These days I'm paying $30 on average for a top that begins to fray after 2 washes. That is literally unacceptable and hardly anyone seems to be talking about this. I've recently adopted some of my father's hand-me-downs from the 1980s, and it's like they're brand new. The difference in fabric quality is insane, even when it comes to basic t-shirts. Fast fashion. It's a tough one. At least there's still companies like Patagonia making high-quality stuff. You pay a premium, but they'll fix those jackets forever, I believe. Broken zipper? Send it in. They'll fix it for free and send it back. Again, it's really the fast fashion brands that are so bad. H&M, etc. Just the lowest possible quality stuff. I have my parents' original fridge that's about 40 years old. When Dad upgraded it, I took it. Runs perfectly fine. He has to replace or repair his every 10 years. My mom, in her 50s, got a used fridge from an older couple back when she lived on her own before she met my dad that still runs to this day. We don't exactly how old it is, but it predates my parents' 30-something years of marriage. Predates. Predates. Did I say that right? Predates. Plus, however long that older couple had it for, it's older than me and now lives with my uncle since we got a new fridge and survived an accidental tap from my mom's car. This fridge was in the garage and my mom wasn't paying attention to how close she was. Besides a dent in the door which my dad fixed, the thing still ran, no problems. They definitely don't make appliances like they used to. The annoying thing is that they don't make them like they used to on purpose. Yep, unfortunately, that's something called planned obsolescence. Companies plan for these things to fail to try and sell you something new. It used to be the role model for a business is basically give away the razor and keep selling the blades. But now they're just more interested in creating a razor that you have to buy as well as the new blades. Story 3. Altoids sours. Love those so much and still use the little tins to store random things. I would do unspeakable things for a fresh tin of those tangerine pieces of heaven. Small candy shops recreated those. They're extremely close to the real thing in my opinion. You are a saint. Dude, this is something I didn't even realize I forgot. Frack, I miss those things. I remember eating a handful of Altoids without realizing they could be sour, and I think it's awakened something in me to love sour. I also like the Warhead Extreme sour candies, but I've had a hard time finding them in retail stores. Not even sure if they make them, because I'm sure they're a choking hazard. I loved Altoid ginger. For almost a year, I could still get them at the little shop at BWI Airport in the baggage claim area. I would go there just to buy the Altoids, even if I wasn't flying. Probably 10 years or more since they stopped being available anywhere, and I still check every store I see Altoids on display. I think it seems like the spicy trend, like spicy chips, the one-chip challenge, has kind of replaced sour candies and stuff. I remember those. I remember for a while being really acclimated to some of the sour stuff, and that really wasn't my thing usually. I have a very sweet tooth. Story 4. Old School Pizza Hut. R.I.P. the salad bar with that amazing creamy Italian dressing and being able to get pitchers of beer or Pepsi. Remember the retro arcade machines they used to have? Pure nostalgia. It's been in slow decline. First, they got rid of the dessert pizzas, then the salad bar, then the stained glass lights above the tables, and then they terminated Galaga. But because of the pandemic, my local Pizza Hut fared even worse and showed no sign of recovery. Half the restaurant is blocked off with tables and stuff moved around haphazardly. Only a few tables are left that you can sit at, but they won't serve you anymore. You have to order at the counter and take your food to the table, eating in an empty, dank restaurant like a rat person. We did a movie in a one-stoplight town in Kentucky in 2016, and they still had a full-service restaurant-style Pizza Hut with a salad bar and everything. That was the last time I ever ate in a Pizza Hut Prime. It's weird that one day you do something without realizing that will be the last time you do it. Man, when I was a kid, Pizza Hut was fancy. My sister and I did their Book It program every summer, and nothing beat how important it felt to get to go to Pizza Hut and eat your personal pan pizza under those stained glass lights. When I was in high school, my friends' parents would take us to eat there every so often, and it just had this ambience, you know? We may as well have been at a Michelin star restaurant. For being fast food pizza, it was also good, and nothing beat a Pizza Hut pizza fresh from the oven. My college student center had a Pizza Hut Express in their cafeteria. Their buffalo chicken personal pan pizzas got me through my entire junior year. When I moved to my current state, Pizza Huts were few and far between, but still relatively accessible. A while back, I tried to order a pizza from my nearest location, and it was gone. It seems like all the Pizza Huts in my state are gone. No announcement, no fanfare, just gone. It truly is sad. Story 5. New episodes of old cartoons. Regardless how old I'll be, cartoons will still rock for me. I'm 62 years old and watch cartoons every day. I have for years and years. No shame here. Now that I have grandchildren, it makes cartoons even better. Every Christmas I make it my business to watch the Mickey Mouse Christmas animated movies, Once Upon a Christmas and whatnot, along with The Nightmare Before Christmas on Halloween night. When I was younger, my family wasn't into Halloween, so Halloween night, The Nightmare Before Christmas came on the TV, and that was how I knew the countdown to Santa coming had begun. Aside from that, I started watching the original Pokémon series with my nieces and nephews to introduce them to it, and so far I'm loving it. Man, I somehow stumbled upon Gargoyles, and I hovered over it, and a preview started playing. I got slammed with nostalgia. Took me right back to the night I had Gargoyles blaring, hanging off my bunk bed in an old trailer up in a holler in Kentucky. I stole my mom's mean green and sprayed my closet with it. Every piece of clothing had the left side completely bleached. My mom had just gone school clothes shopping, and I didn't realize what I'd done. I was in kindergarten, and I wore clothes all year with bleach all down the side of them. I mean, it didn't really change some of the clothes much, but it wasn't far from the style, especially the acid wash jeans. I do, to this day, regret that with everything in me, because my mom started crying when she saw what I'd done. We were old smoky pokey poor, and I realize now just how much that would upset someone in her position at the time. Damn previews. Story 6. Butterfinger BBs. Wow, frack, I didn't even know these were discontinued, and now I'm sad. Are Bunch of Crunch still around? That was the Bart snack. I always feel like the mid to late 90s had everything right. Maybe the Matrix is right, and that's the principle of human society. I definitely know for a fact food quality in general was a lot better. I won't even touch popcorn from a movie theater anymore. They used to give us real butter dispensers. Now it's some weird formulaic butter product, and the popcorn tastes weird as frack, too, almost like a sponge. As long as the prices in theater food are going to be the way they are, there will always be people that will sneak food into the theater. I have a friend who legit managed to sneak a whole pizza into a theater during a movie. We still don't know how he did it. We still don't know, but the pizza was good.
Please like and subscribe if you made it this far. I hope you'll enjoy the rest of the video and have a wonderful day.
Story 7. The real dollar menu at Mickey D's. I miss the snack wraps. Give me a crispy ranch snack wrap any day of the week. $12 plus for a regular meal at Taco Bell. Frack that. I remember when it was physically impossible for all but the most gluttonous of gluttons to consume $20 of Taco Bell in one sitting. In the 90s, a friend and I once enacted the whole Simpsons $20 bill scene by going from plaid pantry Slurpees and candy to Taco Bell for a finish in the evening. If I remember correctly, we ate our way through the menu and still had enough left over to take the bus home. Now I feel like this story has made me the old man explaining what he used to buy with a dime. Hash browns are $2.49 where I live. I love those things, but that is highway robbery for a few bites of food. I know it's ridiculous. Might as well just buy some cooking oil and a pack of 10 hash browns at Walmart for like $5. I used to get a fruit and yogurt parfait a day or two a week. Then they terminated them at the onset of the pandemic along with anything else even resembling something healthy. Man, those were good. Also, 29-cent hamburgers and 39-cent cheeseburgers. Those shrews are over $2 now. Or the all-day breakfast. Story 8. Everything is not a subscription. I'd love to buy something and own it, not pay every damn month to use the stuff in my own house. At this point, I don't even know how to buy digital music anymore. Not even kidding. Edit. I don't own any Apple devices, and when I did have iTunes years ago on my Windows computer, I lost around $400 worth of music, and iTunes support said there was nothing they could do to help me recover it. I tried the Amazon app on my Android phone, not Amazon Music, but when I go to purchase a song, it tells me that it's not available for purchase on my device. My Windows laptop isn't great, and my Pixelbook literally just broke a few days ago. The screen just decided to stop working. However, I am looking into the alternatives that everyone suggested. and those suggestions are very much appreciated. There's a website called Bandcamp that a lot of artists use to sell their music. You actually pay a flat price and can download it directly from there. Bandcamp is fabulous. You pay the recommended price or more, and they let you stream the music with their app, or they give you a zip file with your file format of choice. No apps or DRM for the downloads. Love that. You can also sign up for emails when some artists release new content. I always check if an artist has a Bandcamp page if I want to buy music. Story 9. MTV. The one with the music videos. Edit. I started high school when MTV was launched. I, like a lot of us, grew up with it. We loved it. Remember, this is 1981, so adjust your understanding of tech at the time. MTV was huge. Younger people just have no idea how important MTV was. It was literally the only place you were going to hear Smeg that wasn't on the radio. In the 80s and early 90s, with no internet, you couldn't really experience new music that wasn't on the radio. And if you grew up in a small town, you probably didn't have a cool radio station to listen to. 120 Minutes, Yo MTV Raps, Headbangers Ball, and a bunch of others. You literally would never hear the music they played unless you could buy tapes from random bands you never heard of. MTV diversified the music tastes of millions of people and is sadly now remembered for random hogwash. Even if you had a record store that carried bootlegs or had a good selection, it was expensive to buy music, especially for a young person with an allowance or flipping burgers after school. People have wished for MTV to bring music videos back longer than MTV played music videos. 120 Minutes with Matt Pinfield. I recently found a YouTube playlist with all the videos that ever aired. You mean the Ridiculousness channel. Story 10. When you would win a free Coke from the plastic bottle cap. Those were the best. Or the McDonald's Monopoly game where you could win free fries or something. Now they want you to enter a code on their website or scan a QR code and get points for whatever. And the points can only be used to buy your choice of 3 styles of authentic bamboo frisbees for dolphins with throat cancer. This guy hates dolphins with throat cancer. Could someone please stop giving the fracking dolphins cigarettes? They're just collecting your data. They still have the McDonald's Monopoly in Australia. It's on right now, actually. You should watch the McDonald's Monopoly game doc on HBO Max. Oh, excuse me, it's just Max now. I was legitimately fixated. It was so well done. The documentary and the, fraud. Story 11. Old Cartoon Network. Does anyone remember the Cartoon Network website that had all the games on it related to the various cartoons? I can't remember any of the games, but I spent hours playing, and I'd like that back, please, without any adult responsibility. Basically, I'd like a time machine. There you go, friend. I can't help with the games, but shedding adult responsibility is on you. Courage the Cowardly Dog, Dexter's Laboratory, Ed, Edd and Eddy, and Powerpuff Girls. Toonami with Dragon Ball Z and Gundam Wing. Story 12. Surprises in the cereal boxes. Not the enter 2 codes inside on our website bull. Actual physical things in a package floating somewhere in that box of Cheerios. Man, you even had video games sometimes. I got a Roller Coaster Tycoon. Cereal prizes were the best before they got downgraded to just a sticker and then to just a code. This year, my son got a spoon in a box of Rice Krispies. It has the characters on the handle and it changes color in the cold milk. I couldn't believe it. Many years ago, my father loved buying those massive bags of puffed barley/wheat. They always came with super detailed toy cowboys or soldiers that were quite large. Loved those. Story 13. The Philadelphia Cheesecake Bars. I loved the strawberry ones. I can't remember if there were other flavors. This just triggered one of my earliest memories as a 5-year-old sharing a strawberry cheesecake bar with my childhood best friend. I remember it was such a treat, since my family didn't really have sweets in the house. Then one day, Aldi stopped selling them and we no longer had them. Now that I'm an adult, I have to find these things. Please, anyone, if someone knows where, let me know. Story 14. Borders bookstores and Walden bookstores. I miss the hell out of Borders. Used to hang out with a chair and browse/read. Found a lot of books I never would have bought otherwise. There's no way to replace that with online. At least Barnes & Noble is still here for the time being. Story 15. The Sobe Elixir Drink. I miss my lizard juice so much. In my state, it's impossible to find if they're still selling it. Strawberry daiquiri was my favorite. They're hard to find and I haven't seen them in a while. I also miss the orange one they used to have. Loved the white milky lizard drink. Story 16. Taco Bell's grilled stuffed burrito. Bring back the volcano menu, cowards. Double-decker tacos. And also Baja-style and Santa Fe-style gorditas and volcano tacos. Chilito, a.k.a. the chili cheese burrito. Story 17. The dislike option on YouTube. Legit almost any old feature on YouTube. Yes, like the old recommendation algorithms, the new ones are trash. Back when the top 2 most liked comments were the ones that were at the top. Story 18. Deep-fried McDonald's apple pie. The ones from the 1980s to 1990s. The one that was crispy and the temperature of molten plutonium inside. That smeg was the best. You can still buy them in the UK. Burnt my mouth only a week ago. Story 19. Getting a poster that's a map of the game world with the purchase of a game. Red Dead Redemption 2 and Cyberpunk 2077 still did this. Story 20. ThinkGeek.com before GameStop. Woot.com before Amazon. Story 21. The Incredible Crash Dummies toys and cartoons. Story 22. Raspberry Sour was the best. My grandpa bought me tins all the time for us to split. I'm glad independent candy companies are recreating them, but they're only doing the tangerine ones that weren't as good in my opinion. I'd love to taste the raspberry sours again that taste like Grandpa picking me up from school before he couldn't drive anymore and soon later passed. I also think the lack of demand being the reason Altoids discontinued them is bull. They were super popular, at least here in the States. I received 2 tins a week from Grandpa, one for us and one to pass out to kids in my class when they saw me with it and begged for one. I think the company was just not doing well, so they scaled back to just OG Altoids. They bet on the wrong horse to concentrate on. Anyone can do traditional mints. No one else had sour candy like that. I don't care if the powder shredded my tongue. It tasted like love and attention from a grandpa who cared for me in an otherwise rough childhood. Edit to add, I may be in an extreme minority here, but I equally loved when they accidentally melted together in the tin. It really brought out the flavor, even though it made them really sticky and hard to pull apart. I'm from Florida, so the melt happened a lot to me, and I loved it anyways. Story 23. I actually have a lot of anger tied to that memory. In the summer between 4th grade and 5th grade, we were given those at my school, and the prize was 2 tickets to Six Flags instead of pizza. This happened to be the year after Goblet of Fire was released, and I decided to read all 4 Harry Potter books over again and track my time reading. There were a lot of sleepless nights that summer, reading until my eyes felt like sand and the birds were chirping outside. Anyways, time comes to turn in the form, and I filled out all the lines and added a few of my own on the back of the page, and several thousand more words read than my classmates. I've blown away the competition, and I am so proud of myself. Unfortunately, being the outcast in a small school setting proved to be problematic, as the teacher judging the competition thought I was lying and making up my numbers to get the free tickets. The prize was given to someone else.
Please leave your story in the comments. I would love to make a video on them in the future. Also, don't forget to like and subscribe.